Let's take a second to talk about why he's so good and why he's so memorable even over 100 years after he's been born. It's not only the complete vocal control that he had and the smoothness of you know, whatever, he's a baritone.
Yeah.
And the smoothness of the baritone, but it's also something that we've talked about all the time. The thing that stands out to me the most about him is his phrasing.
Yeah.
His phrasing is amazing. And I didn't mean to rhyme that. But because this is the thing, like we talked about this many times, like he never sings on the beat where you think he's going to sing on the beat.
Right.
And it's one thing hearing it on the recordings, and I didn't really understand what that was until I tried to sing along to Sinatra recordings. And every time I started the line, I was just a little bit off. I was a little before him or I was a little bit after him. It was really hard to start and stop exactly when he did. But then the other thing is, I watched live videos of him. And it's even crazier what he would do live. I would literally, there's been videos that I've seen of him singing live where I'm listening to the measure. 1, 2, 3, and I know what the line is. And it'll start the measure and he'll wait so long to start the line. Like he'll have such a long pause that in my head, I'm like, how is he going to fit this in before the next line? Like, this is crazy. But he always does it and it doesn't even seem like he's forcing it.
Yeah.
It just seems so natural.
I love the beauty of Frank Sinatra's voice. Two things I think are really great about his voice is, one, when he sings, everybody in the crowd feels like he's singing to them specifically. Everyone says that. And then also, he always sings like he's talking to you. So that's that's part of the phrasing. It's like, you know, when somebody's going to tell you a story or starts with a conversation, you don't know exactly when they're going to start. You know, they take a breath or they wait or they roll their eyes or something like that. And it's like, that's what he's doing with the music.
Right.
He's taking his moment and then he's going to say it not like a song, but say it like a person's telling you a story.
Right.
It's the best part.
And that, I think, it also has to do with kind of the technology of the day, because now that you have better microphones now. Because like back in the day, like singing before a microphone is screaming, basically. Like if you had to sing before a microphone, like if you're an opera singer, it's just at the top of your lungs. Like how loud can you do it?
Right.
But now you find yourself in a situation where you're in, you know, a recording studio or, you know, radio booth or whatever, and you have this microphone right here in your face, so you don't have to yell. You can be a little more like tender with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now the end is near. He's not yelling that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think the technology of the time allowed a little more nuance than before. And I think he really excelled at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Other singing tips from Frank Sinatra. When you're singing, you don't just blow it out of your throat. You got to blow it out your butt.
Yeah.
You got to pull up from really low and blow it out from there.
You need to start low and bring the breath all the way up through your body and out through your mouth. But yeah, it's great. And his breath control, like he used to, there was like some, damn, I'm blanking now. It was like a saxophonist or something that I really loved that he tried to like emulate like when he was taking breaths. Like things like that, of like really getting like the breath control down.
That's cool.
Which is also crazy that this is a person that he couldn't read music. But he had just the most noticeable and the most memorable voice ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard that he used to love to watch Billie Holiday sing, and he used to want to emulate her sometimes in a way as well, the different ways that she sang. And it's like now that I hear her voice in my head as I'm talking, they are quite similar, the two of them, right? They're telling you a story, and it's not necessarily sing-songy,
right,
but it's coming out like conversation.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
And you can tell like in his singing style how big of a jazz fan that he is and how he comes from like a jazz background, because it's like I was talking before about like the pauses, and it kind of makes me think of like a Miles Davis thing of like it's more important what you don't play.
Right.
I feel like Frank was doing kind of the vocal version of that.
Yeah.
Like he would wait, he would let the pause, or he would wait until starting the line, then after he still pause after the line so it sinks in. You know what I mean? He's not just throwing notes and crazy runs all over the place. I've never heard him do a crazy run.
No.
You know what I mean?
Doobie doobie doo. Doo 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 doo. That's the most running.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like bubbles, bangles, and beads. He goes bubbles, bangles, see how they jing-jing-a-ling-a, like that. That's so cool how he does that, right? Like, it's like you're like floating kind of with him. You don't know exactly where he's going to drop, and he's like, bubbles, bangles, and beads, and it just goes away.
I feel like he almost was doing that at some point just to like have fun with the audience.
Oh,
like,
man.
think about like Fly Me to the Moon. Think about how it ends. I love do you. You know what I mean? You would expect it, like your ear wants you to be like, I love you. Like that's where like a basic understanding of like singing or like phrasing would be. But he just completely does not do that. He's like, what is the most opposite of that I could do? Let me put like a whole measure in between the line and the last word. You know what I mean?
What a great. They don't make them like they used to.
They don't.
They don't.
Damn.